As I've been watching the Tehillim for Israel WhatsApp group, it's always notable who signs up for Psalm 119 because it's so much longer than others. But it's long, but it's also phenomenal. It has beautiful, beautiful gems. And one of them I've been thinking about recently quite a lot. Lule Torat Chashash Shuai Az Avadati Be'oni. Were not your teaching my delight. Did I not get delight from your Torah? Az Avadati Be'oni. I would have perished in my affliction. Indeed, it's true that the joy we get from Torah and Jewish life gives us the resilience to withstand a lot of anguish, a lot of affliction, a lot of sadness. And I think we need that joy, that Torah joy very much in these very hard and sad and demoralizing times. I think we're very fortunate at our shul that we have a season of the B'nai Mitzvah that had been scheduled for the winter and fall. The schedule was put on the calendar months or years ago, but I think we're very lucky that we get to have these Torah celebrations, to learn Torah with the young people in our community, to celebrate their teaching of Torah, their embrace of Torah, their commitment to Torah. That really is a source of joy that can allow us to have resilience and perseverance amidst great affliction and great trouble. In Parashat Vayera, God miraculously intervenes and rescues Yishmael when he is at risk of dying of thirst. And the Torah says that God heeded the call of the boy Ba'asher Husham where he was. There are sort of 2 points that Rashi addresses. One is God hears Kol Hanar, the voice of the Nar, but the Torah only tells us about Hagar crying. So Rashi says, yeah, Hagar cried, Ishmael implicitly cried as well, and God listened to Yishmael and not Hagar because Tfilat HaCholeh mitfilat Acherim alav, right? The one who's sick, the one who's in distress, that person's prayer for himself or herself is going to just have so much more impact than the prayers that others have on behalf of that person. So that's one approach. Rabbi Eli Ofran points out that this is actually a rule of triage, that the one who cries the loudest maybe needs help the least urgently, and the one who's crying silently, who doesn't even have the strength to cry out in an audible way, that person needs immediate help. God heeded the cry of Ishmael, even though the Torah only tells us about Hagar's cries. But the phrase Ba'asher Husham becomes a phrase that echoes in Jewish thought. Rashi, quoting the Midrash, says that Ba'asher Husham means Lefi Ma'asim Shu Osach Shav Hu Nidon. Ishmael was judged and judged favorably, that he deserved this miraculous salvation based on his actions that he was doing at that moment. He was judged in that immediate context of a vulnerable person at risk of dying, and he deserved to be saved. And Rashi quotes Midrash that the angels actually objected to this. They said, Master of the universe, his descendants are going to kill your children. Why should you save him with this well? And God responded to those angels, right now, what is he? Tzaddik or Rasha? Is he righteous or wicked? Amrulot Tzaddik, they said he's righteous right now. So God says, yeah, I'm going to judge him based on his actions for right now. And that's the meaning of Ba'asher Husham. Okay, that God heard the call of the lad where he was. And this becomes a general principle of justice. Moshe Victor Amiel, in his essay Justice in the Jewish State According to the Torah, distinguishes between tzedek mishpati and tzedek musari. Tzedek mishpati is righteousness from a legal perspective, and then tzedek musari is righteousness from a ethical perspective. And that base level of tzedek mishpati is about actions, it's about externality, it's about the general rules for creating an ordered society. And we don't care about motivations, we don't care about what's inside your heart and what you hope for, what your long-term dreams are, and what you're trying to achieve and attain. As an individual, none of that matters. All that we care about when we're on that plane of tzedek mishpati is Ba'asher Husham, okay, in terms of your actions, Ba'asher Husham, okay, what have you done? What are you doing right now? And that's the sphere of law. But then also Judaism cares about ethics, and ethics is all about motivation and what's inside your heart, and what is how do we engage in tikkun neshama shebadam? How does a person's neshama, a person's very soul, become refined and better? Okay, whereas tzedek mishpati is about tikkun hamedina and tikkun haolam, that the state and the world should be ordered and stable. Tzedek musari is about tikkun neshama, that the soul itself should be built up and upheld. And we see Basher Husham, therefore, is just like telling us something about a principle of justice, which is a foundation for the ethical excellence that we want to attain beyond that and above that. On the source sheet, I also gave you the Gur Aryeh, the Maharal, who has some quibbles, pushback with Rashi, and engages with him in a really interesting way. Some of us got to learn that through that Gur Aryeh on Tuesday afternoon in our Parashat Shir. It's on the source sheet if you want to take it on. I also gave you the Ramban, who quotes Rashi and then gives another pshat explanation for Basher Husham. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat. Look forward to seeing many of you soon.